All right, Hellbillies, what's going on? So I want to talk to you today about this pedal. Man, I think you need this pedal. I know there's tons of guys out there already talking about it, but I'm telling you, you need it, okay? You see it? Yeah. The Line 6 FX. Now, this is $150. That's brand new. You know, this thing's been around for 10 years. But you can find them cheaper, you know. I always get a little bit weary about, you know, oh, it's cheaper, you know, blah, blah, blah. So, this pedal is awesome. When I first got it, I kind of didn't like it because I can't just go from one patch to the next. I thought I would just be able to jump in there and, you know, put my reverb there and my tremolo there and then just go curl it because it's got two switches. And I'll bring it up here in a few minutes and show you. You can't do that. You have to step on both the pedals and get it into the menu mode, and then you can go up or down, and then you can get your next whatever it is. So here I am. I'm in my tremolo. This is like my Fender 65 reverb, the amp that I own. This is the tremolo for it that's built into the pedal. So I got to step on both the pedals. Then I got to go that way. And there's my phaser. Which I was like, you know, I'm not a big guy that, like, I have a lot to do when I'm playing. I got to sing, I got to play lead guitar, I got to play rhythm guitar. I got to stand around and look kind of like I belong up there. So stepping on pedals for me is like a little bit like, I can step on a pedal or two pedals, but like stepping on two buttons to get to one to go, that's what I didn't like about it at first. So it kind of was like, The other bad thing to me is you can't stack pedals in there. There's 100 pedals in here, but I can't use an overdrive and the delay or the, you know, the flanger and the delay. Because that's what I really like on this is I use like the flanger pedal, the Qtron, the Mootron, like that weird stuff, you know, that, I mean, let's be honest, like if you went to get a Qtron pedal is going to be $189. Okay, so if you get this, you got a Qtron pedal if that's what you're into. Which to me, that's like, okay, you know, that makes sense, it's $30 less. Another thing to get the pedal, though, is it has a silence tuner in it. So, you know, a good silence tuner, and I mean, this one's pretty good, you know, like, once I hit that button, you know, and that's just a one-step button, I gotta hold that second button, and then everything goes silence, and then, you know, the tuners, you know, I like it. I mean, you can see it pretty well, and I'm blind as a, you know, goat. So, it's got a mutable tuner on it, and that doesn't matter where you put it in the line, when you step on it, it mutes. So that was pretty cool. So that was, you know, even that, at that point, I'm like, well, you know, it's a tuner. So then I got into it more. And here's my thing. Sorry, I'm putting that guitar down. There's so much in it. You know, what I kind of did was like, if I want a pedal, let's say you like, okay, have you ever wanted a pedal and then you went out and you got the pedal and you spent a couple $100 and like, you're like, okay, that's just, you know, a lot of money. I could do a lot with a couple $100, especially the way things are nowadays. And you get the pedal and you play with it for a couple days and you're like, I don't know if I really, you know what I mean? You get to that like, should I take it back? Should I get my money back? You get that. Here's the thing with this. You're going to find something you like in here. You're going to find 4 or 5 pedals that you like in here. I can guarantee you that. There's, I mean, Just alone, there's 20 distortion EQs and compressors, 23 modulations, 26 filters, 12 reverb mods, 12 delay mods, 19 delay mods. Now here's the thing about this. If you've seen some of the like bigger guys, they always get that line 6, that green line 6 delay pedal on their board. Well, those delays are in here. That's the thing about these guys and their technology. You know, if they create something and it's real popular, and then they come out with something like this, it goes in there. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, just throw that in there because we already have the technology. They're saving money in all reality because they're not inventing some new technology. So, this is a good deal. This is a really good deal. Let me just tell you right here. It's got the MSR microamp, which is a compressor modeler. It's got a chandelier, the tube drive, chandelier tube drive, Ibanez tube screamer, DOD overdrive preamp, a Pro Crow Rat, an M2, a Color Sound overdrive, a Maestro fuzz. The fuzzes in here are really top-notch fuzzes that you. They have the Arbiter fuzz face, the Vox Tone Blender. The Vox Tone Blender is really cool pedal. I haven't even got to that one. Electro-harmonic Big Muff, the Big Muff P, Jazz Phaser, Line 6 drive, Line 6 distortion. I mean, right there. And that's just in the distortion EQ compressor models, you know. Your delays are your Maestro delay, the EP1, the EP3, the Roland Space Echo. That's in there. I like that Roland Space Echo. Electro-harmonics Deluxe Memory Man. And then the Line 6 stereo delay. That's another thing. This is a stereo pedal. So, you know, you're going to run 2 amps in stereo, and you're going to get that delay, and it's going to bounce from left to right. If you got 1 amp on one side and 1 amp on the other side of the room, this is kind of a cool thing for $150. And I would almost say, like, for me, like, I'm almost ready to buy a second one because, you know, there's stuff that I want to use in here that I would think, like, oh, I want to go buy, let's just see here. Oh, I want to go buy Studio Spring Reverb because I've been getting into reverbs on the pedal board. The reverbs are all in there. All the good reverbs are in there. The 63 Fender Deluxe reverb that's in my 63 Fender Deluxe amp, it's in there. So why buy a pedal? Do you know what that pedal costs right now? That pedal's like $300. People are selling it like crazy. It was $89 at Guitar Center brand new. Nobody wanted it. Now everybody's like, oh, this is the best reverb, you know, blah, blah, blah. Okay, all right. So, yeah, I mean, I say spend the $150, buy one of these. If you can find one on Reverb for $89, buy it, have it, put it on the pedal board. When you're going through and you say, like, oh, I want this pedal, I wonder what that pedal sounds like. 80% chance it's going to be sitting inside that box already. And it's sitting on your pedal board. You just got to scroll through and find it. Yeah. I just think it's, you know, it's great. Here's the thing that, you know, a lot of guys are like, true bypass, you know. I'm not a true bypass guy. I'm not sold on that being the thing because I like to put like a Boss pedal if I can in the beginning and a Boss pedal if I can in the end because they're both buffered. So that buffers my way through that and it keeps my signal where it needs to be. True bypass, I mean, like if you say to somebody, oh, I got all true bypass on my pedal board and all that, you need a buffer. You need a buffer on that pedal board. You have to have a buffer, especially if you're using, you know, 2 20-foot cords to get back to the amps and a 20-foot cord to get to the amp. Now, I don't have a buffer in the beginning of the amp because I have a wireless system with a buffer in it. So I don't have that, you know, I don't need it in the beginning. I actually got a switch on the Line 6 wireless that unbuffers it because sometimes it gives you so much signal, you're getting too much signal and it sounds weird to you because you've been playing with the 20-foot cables for so long. So I don't need it there. But I got the Line 6 on the end, and it's true bypass. I mean, true bypass. If I unplug the power cable, I can still play. And that's how you know if something's really, really true bypass. A lot of pedals say like, there's a true bypass, and you unplug it, and then you won't hear yourself anymore. That's not true bypass. True bypass would let you play right through it. It wouldn't matter. So just so you know that. So I'm just saying, for, like I said, $150 brand new, I don't really think you could go wrong with one of these pieces, okay? I really don't. I mean, I would go out and buy one, you know, and like for me. So there is a step up. That's the one thing I'm going to say. So this is the M5 stomp modeler. So you can only play one at a time. Okay, whatever, big deal, you know. The step up, I think it's like the M9, something like that, is a bigger pedal. And it's got like more, it looks like two of these together, and it's got more foot switches. Now that one I know you can play more than one at a time. So if that does matter to you, you know, maybe look into that. You know, I'm new to like digital effects. And the one thing I want to say for me, like this, when I play with my my loopers and my drum machine stuff, sometimes it's hard for me to sound like I'm blending in with all the digital stuff, because my amp and my tone, you know, I'm going to play a deluxe reverb, and I'm going to play that Vox, and those are both like real non digital stuff. That's real, you know, stuff. Sometimes the real stuff, like trying to get it to sound right with the digital stuff, it's like it doesn't blend well together. But if I run anything through that line 6, even just like a reverb, a simple reverb, or, you know, whatever, all of a sudden I digitized that signal, and you can't really tell, like when you're, you know what I'm saying, like if you don't have all the stuff going and you play and I turn that on, you can't really tell so much that, oh, now it's digitized or whatever. But when all the other stuff is going, yeah, it mixes together better. It sounds like, okay, that's like it belongs together. Without that, it didn't sound like sometimes that it belonged together, you know? So, and the other thing is just all those distortions, you know, you know, I've never been a fan of the Rat. I know that everyone's going crazy for the Rat. When I was a young man, the Rat came out. That was like the big deal. And guys were selling their MXRs overdrives so that they could go get a Rat. And I was like, well, I'll give you $20 for that MXR overdrive, because I love that MXR overdrive with the two knobs, you know what I mean? And I would wind up taking those and then going to my stepdad and his band guys, and they would give me $40 for that pedal. And then sometimes I got some other stuff from them. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they're like, oh, I want that, you know, I'll give you, you know, I got that Arion pedal on there. It's like a compressor booster. Man, I've had that since probably like 82, but that was like a trade for an MXR. And I had a lot of those at the time because everybody wanted that Proco Rat. And I didn't, you know, I didn't think it was that great. I didn't. I never did. But I know everybody loves it, and I know. But you can't love everything just because everybody, you know what I'm saying? I didn't love it. But it's in here. If you love it, it's in here. And the thing I think about when they're in here, I have more knobs to play with on here. Because like I'll have a mix knob, and some of the stuff I'll have the mid control that I won't have, you know, on other pedals. So sometimes you get like an extra knob or two on here, so it's almost like you have a modified version of it, you know. But for me, really, it's like the Qtron and the phasers, because I love, you know, that phaser. That's such a like a Waylon Jennings kind of a thing, and I just like when I don't have the delay on, I want that phaser on, you know. If I have another guitar player, when Scotty's with me, he's usually got the phaser on, and then I don't have to worry about it, you know, but he hurt himself right now, so he's not hanging around. So without him, then I got to, like, take that slack up, and, you know, I'm using the phaser now, which I like, you know, it's cool with me. So, you know, reverbs, filters, modulation, distortion, compression, EQ pedals, delay modulation, and it's stompbox simple. That is true, you know. Like I said, the only thing I don't like is I've had a lot of Line 6 products in my time. We lose that, and you know, I got that TC Electronics chorus on there, which it's a Dimension C copy. I had the Real Dimension C when I was young. I loved that. So I would probably leave that on there, though, just because of whatever. But I got a big-ass board, so it's on there. And I'm going to get a mini controller. And in all reality, my Boss RC500 is coming. I'm going to clean off a lot of the stuff that's on there. The Trio won't need to be on there anymore. The stereo looper really won't be on there, I don't think. But I think I may leave the stereo looper on there because I'd like to put on there like stuff for like, you know, the intro, the good, bad, and the ugly. I'd like to put that on there. Like once in a while, you have stuff like that on the show, you know, where you play it, wah, 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 just as an intro, you know, second or third set or in between songs or something like that, you know, and, you know, 588-2300 Empire. That would be funny. That kind of funny stuff I think would be funny. Our Simpsons and whatnot. So I'll probably keep that on there. But I'm going to get rid of a bunch of that and a bunch of foot controllers that are on there. So that's going to free up a lot of space. But that's my thing. I think if you got one and you were upset, you should go back and play it. And I think if you don't got one, you should probably go get one. This is really, I think you should go get this. $150. It's going to have all those pedals in it. Even if you only use one at a time, you know, as you're figuring out that one pedal, that one Neutron pedal, that one, you know, Vox tone bender pedal. This is gonna pay for it. You know what I mean? Then you put those two things right next to each other, and you can use them. And the tuner. A tuner's $99. A good tuner. So there you go. Take the $99 off, and you're $60. You can't go wrong. I don't think so. You know, and it wasn't too bad on the amount of power. It wasn't like a 500 milliamp, you know, pedal or nothing. I was like a little scared about that. Like, how many milliamps is that going to be, you know? So, right on. Reverend Hellbilly, give me a like. Hey, subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. You know what I did today? I got to 500 subscribers today. Can you believe that? Congratulations, Reverend Hellbilly. I'm halfway to where we want to be. So, if you see this, subscribe. If you want to unsubscribe in 6 months or a year, because, you know, I'm boring or whatever, I'm too crazy for you. You know, you saw that one show and I was yelling, shut up at the audience. They were telling me to shut up, so I yelled, you know, I yelled back. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. It's entertaining. Everybody's laughing. So, anyway, yeah, I'm really happy. 500 subscribers today. Woo! And, yeah, get yourself one of these pedals. I don't think you'll go wrong. You know what I'm saying? With 100 pedals inside of there, you're going to use 4 or 5. I'm sure of it. And then you're going to figure out later on, like, oh, I wonder what that pedal sounds like, and you're going to pull this out and go, well, there it is. Who knew? All right? All right, let your God go with you. Cheers. I'm the Reverend Hellbilly. I'll see you next time. All right, thanks.